Do you ever feel like you're just screaming into the void? Like you're creating all these magical things, whatever it might be, as an artist, and no one's listening, no one's responding. Like it's kind of hard to understand if it's good or bad or how your art is actually affecting people when there's no response. It feels like you're in a vacuum. And in today's video, I want to talk about this interesting void that a lot of us artists find ourselves in at some point or multiple points in our creative journey, and how it's actually a good sign. Welcome, friends. I'm Sandler, and welcome to day 10. Oh my gosh, we've made it so far. To this creative devotion journey. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll link the playlist so you can check out the other videos. You can watch them in any order though, and essentially I'm showing up to this craft of video making for 19 days in devotion to my creative flame, to inspiration, to Goddess Brigid, and you're welcome to join along and watch the journey unfold and receive these transmissions about creativity and our creative journey as artists. All the blocks, all the tips, all the things that you can probably relate to if you're also someone who is a creative. Or you can also join the challenge and show up to your creativity at any point for 19 days, just showing up every day to your creative practice little by little in whatever capacity you have on each day. So day 10, we're gonna light this beauty, this red heart. Yay! Okay, so we've all been there. We've all been there, I swear, as an artist. Maybe there's some people that go viral or immediately their art is seen by millions, but you know, even Vincent van Gogh, right? Like everyone has been through this as an artist, where you feel like either your art just isn't hitting, like people just aren't resonating, or you know, you're pouring hours and hours into creating things and there's just no response. It just feels like you're screaming into the void, like there's no one that's even there to respond. Like you almost want some negative criticism so that you can improve and start attracting more resonance. And this is such an important aspect, I think, of our creative path and our journey. And I felt this, like I think it doesn't go away, like it can come and go and ebb and flow as we move into different forms of expression and different like avenues of our creative work. Here's a bit of a reframe to give you some peace and some solace when you feel like you're just screaming in the void, and to help you to keep going, like keep making your art, keep sharing, because this is not a sign that you should stop, you should slow down, you should be quiet. It actually means the opposite. And I feel like when we're in a void, it's because we're in a bit of perhaps a creation portal. It's like we're sharing and we're putting out this new frequency, and it's like vibrating out of us, it's rippling out, and that will come back to us in ripples of people who receive the work and respond, but it will take time. And this is part of the process of sharing what we're meant to, sharing our creative work with the world. And I feel like it's very similar to what I've heard Lacy Phillips, who is someone who talks a lot about manifestation, her and her whole organization, they talk about the magic dark. And I feel like this is this space right before what you are calling in is going to come in. It's the space and time when everything goes dark and you're in this sort of void energy, but there's magic in that, there's potential. This is the signs that when you're screaming into the void, that you're actually on the right path, because I think sometimes we can just be trying different things on, right? Like seeing how they fit, see how they resonate with our creative expression. And sometimes it's a void because like we're meant to move on and keep trying and really kind of walking that path of the hermit, of like, and the fool, you know, of going on this inner journey for ourselves of our creative expression. And we're not meant to, you know, try something on that doesn't really fit, but we're getting all this feedback of like, yeah, do it. And then we do what isn't actually aligned for us on our creative path. And so I think there's a distinction, you know, sometimes there is the void and it's because it's not quite in alignment, But sometimes, you know, it means it's a really good sign. Okay, so keep following me here. So these are the signs that you're screaming into the void, but it is actually like a magical magnetic void. So one is that you're seeing a lot of synchronicities. So maybe that's whatever it might be for you. Maybe there's a certain animal you see that's like a messenger for your guides. Maybe you see certain angel numbers. Maybe like what you're creating and sharing, even when people haven't seen it, you have random conversations where they're talking about those topics, or, you know, you're in a coffee shop and you overhear people saying the words or, you know, the focal points of your creative work. Like, you know, it's like the field of magic, of synchronicities, of alignment is surrounding you during this void time, and that's just like a really good sign. Another good sign that you're on the right path, even when it feels like you're screaming to the void, is when you're creating from overflow, when what you create is filling you in this way where it feels fulfilling, it feels joyful, it feels like a spark of life, you know, it feels good. And, you know, it's not always gonna feel good. I know for me, the part that doesn't always feel so good is the sharing aspect. So like, don't get me wrong, it's not all gonna feel good, but when you're actually in the creation process of whatever this work might be, where no one seems to quite be receiving it yet, you will feel like, wow, this is what I meant to do. Like, this is what I meant to create. Like, you feel guided in what you're creating, and you feel this sense of overflow, like you're overflowing with the inspiration to create it. Another sign that you're on the right path is that as you're in this process of creating this body of work, or this working on this creative project, or whatever it might be, little things in your reality, like around you, start to change. Like you notice like patterns in yourself. Maybe, you know, you have to move, or you're going on a trip, or like there's these little signs that your reality is shifting. And I'm getting chills as I talk about this, because essentially what this is all pretty new information for me. This is straight up channeling through for you guys. This might seem woo-woo to some people, but also if you found my channel, it probably isn't woo-woo to you. So essentially what is happening is that you are creating something of a different frequency than you were before, okay? So in order for people to find you, the people that resonate with that frequency, with what you've created, your reality needs to shift and change its frequency to resonate with that creation, right? Like, so that the vibration that surrounds you, that surrounds your creative work, that surrounds your reality, can amplify out and magnetize those it's meant to find. And it's also, I think, about this energy of like embodying your creative work. Like when we first start creating something, we're not fully rooted into it. We're channeling it through, we're trying it on, we're expressing, but we're not necessarily fully embodying it. And it's like your reality starts to shape around you. And as it shapes around you, those ripples of energy, that like aura of magnetism starts to get stronger and louder, and then people can see it. And of course, you know, you need to be showing up in those spaces, whether it's like a market, or it's online, or it's looking at wholesale opportunities, or it's an art gallery, or it's sharing on a blog, or trying to publish a book. Like whatever it is, you do need to take the steps, obviously, to actually have your art be seen and find those people. But I think there is a very interesting energetic process that happens when we're creating something. And I do believe that it's almost inevitable. It's almost inevitable if we are truly in alignment with what we're meant to create. If we are creating from the heart, from the womb, from the soul, like all the goodness, right? We're not creating necessarily from like these egoic perceptions of like, what do people want? What will make people like me? Blah, 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 blah. You know, like we're not coming from that place. We're coming from truth. And we are really committed to sharing that truth and to our creative path, then it is inevitable that you will attract the beings who are meant to find your work. This doesn't mean that everyone's going to go viral and everyone's going to get 1 million followers. It means that your success as an artist is inevitable. Like your success in terms of sharing your art and it finding the right people, the people that, oh, they're like, oh my gosh, I've been looking for this. My soul has been yearning for this. Like, here you are, like you actually exist. And I've had moments of finding art like that where I'm like, how did I not know this existed? This feels like it's expressing my soul and someone else made it. Like, isn't that the best feeling ever? Well, your art is gonna find people like that, but you have to keep showing up even when no one finds it, because that is the only way to anchor in that frequency and allow it to ripple out and magnetize those who it's meant to. And so this could take months, it could take years, it could take days. Maybe maybe you're here for some big work, you're on a quick timeline and it's we don't know what the timeline is. It's a mystery. It's up to the great mystery to decide that timeline. So that's really important, not to force it and not to because I know as someone with a lot of Aries, I get impatient sometimes and I'm like, oh, like I need it to happen now, but it's not meant to happen now. Like trust in the timing and trust that if you are sharing your truth, your people will find you. So thanks so much. I'd love to hear in the comments, have you ever experienced this void, screaming into the void feeling? And like, I think a void is amazing because that is the space where all is born. Like the void, like what even is the void? Now I'm gonna go on a whole other ramble, so I'll stop myself, but let's contemplate that. Like connect into it. Like if you feel like you're screaming into the void, maybe kind of like meditate on that, like pray into that, like feel into like what is actually the medicine and the magic and the beauty of this moment on my path and of the void space. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. And I hope that you have a day that is filled with creativity, but also with community, because it is so important to find your people and find those who resonate. Yeah. So sending blessings, and I'll see you tomorrow.